So I work in a prison, a detentional facility for kids. And one of the code words that I'm not allowed to say in there is suicide. So I was trying to teach my kids about assonance, and I was using this poem. And I was like, yeah, I wrote this poem about trying to kill myself. And they was like, you know, so it's like, I don't get to, so now I actually get to do it amongst adults because most of my time I'm spent teaching, so I don't get to do a lot of my work. I'm happy to be here amongst adults. So check it out. Waiting on a number 13, thinking, why not one another tomorrow? Especially if tomorrow's going to resemble the 12,045 tomorrows are already seen, so I don't need a reason. What I want is an excuse. One person to notice my tears falling backwards, collecting in heart, and show me one iota of apathy. Won't I just fuck up his day? Look at a bus, look him straight in the eyes, then step. Now around the corner comes the number 20. Good, but not good enough. When I do this, it's got to be the number 13. The way my luck's been running, anything else, I'm liable to survive. I used to believe I lived for the day that I would fall in love. But falling in love is leaping from a 106-story towering inferno. The heat from flames concealed the quickly approaching ground. 88, 87, 86, all within 1 second. And the incandescent brilliance that once wrapped eyes are now overhead. And the heat doesn't feel the same anymore. And I'm not so sure falling in love is a good enough reason to be here. 10, 9, 8. Then I realized 5. The reason they call it falling in love 4 is because the ground 3 breaks more 2 than your heart 1. Bitter woman later, one bundle of joy. I'm left one man broken like a stone tossed to a glass mosaic. Jesus, fingers bleed while picking up the pieces, but once puzzled together, a man does not look the same. Now around the corner comes the trolley. That just won't do. When I do this, it's got to be permanent. The one short thing in life I've ever had. My daughter cannot know a vegetable dad. Fucking up so much in life, he couldn't get his own suicide right. I used to want to be the reason that little smile keeps stretching. I used to look into her eyes for the strength to take it one day at a time. One day. That's how they tell you to take it in AA or NA. What they don't say is one day. You'll experience a one day that is 365 days long. Each moment comes at you like the blindfold is spun around in the middle lane of I-95. And when you take that blindfold off, you'll find you're the only jackass in sight. And not your daughter's eyes or her smile or the memory of her birth. The one short thing you have to hold on to before letting go of breath can brace you for the impact of another one day. How many Grey Goose martinis, extra dry, straight up with 3 olives does it take for me to get so crossed I see straight? Which warm sniff of Hennessy holds my remedy? I've crawled out of many a slow poured Guinness just to find my problem staring at me with the now what look. Life is one hangover after the next, and coffee only keeps me awake to hurt. It's like standing in the middle of a razor blade hurricane living next to a vinegar ocean, and I want to scream. I just want to find that number 13. I want to find that place I used to go to back when mama used to punish me with switches. I used to switch so easily from reality. By the time mama's open palms would smack some sense into me. Switch to a Hollywood Congo, swinging from vines, conquering lines. By the time my leather belt cracked against the bare flesh of my ass. And I can't switch no more. And the cracks come quicker. And the slop stop knocking sense into me. And I'm just senseless trying to make sense of it all. And reasons not to do it come like a bolt of lightning slicing darkness for a millisecond, allowing my prayer to find a deaf ear in a thunderstorm.